Nadine, hey. And ho, ho, ho.
Looking good.
Yeah. So what's happening, Nadine? You guys having a Christmas concert? Safeway School?
We
No?
already had our concert on the 11th.
Oh, you had it already.
Yeah, it was really early.
Well, that is early, yeah.
Yeah.
Did were the public invited or no?
No.
Hello, Zach. Okay.
Howdy.
Yeah, so it was just from my understanding, just the in-house concert, no community, no parents.
No. They
Oh,
had a live Zoom link on Facebook
oh, I see.
so the parents can log in and watch.
Log in and watch it.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, is COVID still kind of an issue out there, Nadine? It still is, eh?
Yeah.
Well, that's why they didn't invite the parents, eh?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, it's always going to be an ongoing thing, I think.
I think so
It's
too.
going to go away. COVID. You know, they call it some kind of the coronavirus, something Corona 19 or something like that, right? There's a number in there.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, we'll call it what is it? Nine is sui. Let's see. That's 19. 9 is systems. So the 19 not a cold, but the illness of 9 is sui 19, COVID-19 or something like that. Yeah. They have to give all these new diseases, all these illnesses and that. And one of the biggest things back in the day was, what was that called there? When I was growing up, there was an epidemic of TB when I was growing up in our community. I remember at the Sundance, the field nurses, we all got hunted down, and now we all had TB tests. And in 1967, when I started residential school, that was the first things they did was give me a TB test. Yeah, I remember those years and that. I think there was the yearly thing in that TB. And then in my family alone, there was about several that caught TB. They all got sent to the Michener Center in Calgary. And all they did was just sit outside in the sun. There was no pill form or anything like that. They just isolated them, and then they would go sit out in the sun, like just get a whole bunch of vitamin D in the sun. So we're going to do some Christmas caroling. I'm going to do some Christmas activities, some words in Christmas. No. Understand, you remember we did our calendar moons, right? Nowhere in those calendar moons is there anything about Christmas or anything pertaining to Christmas, right? So with the new calendar that was introduced into our communities, and that all Indigenous communities, they really don't. I'll speak for the Blackfoots and some of the Indigenous people of the plains. And I suppose when I say that, I went to go watch Killers of the Flower Moon. And why they call that is because apparently the murders or something to do with the flower moon, the Kiowa, or the Osage, excuse me. The
Osage, yeah.
The Osage. They do have a moon, that's in May, that they call the flower moon. And here we are, they're way down in Oklahoma, and we're a plains culture as well, too, just like themselves. And here we are, we have our own, we call it the flower blossom moon. So I think we share a lot of our calendar counting with the plains people of North America based on the moons, right? And I think everybody has their own names for the moons. So, with the westernization, with the new teachings, the new method of counting, measurements and so forth, 365 in a day, weeks, there's what, 56 weeks in a calendar year, 12 months and that. And each month, of course, hello, Ian, sorry.
Oh,
Okay.
oh yeah,
Each
okay.
month, of course, there's days of the week, and we kind of touched on that too. But the biggest one, and we call that Christmas, or you call it Christmas, but the Blackfoot people and that they understood, the importance of the churches. We discussed our 7-day week, right? How many days are those 7 days devoted to the churches and that? I think we decided on 4 or 5, right? All devoted to the churches and that, right? It was a very big event. Sunday leading up to Monday, and Tuesday, that's 2 days after the holy day and so forth. Friday, fish day. So, 5 days out of the 7 days, it's all church related to that. So there was a huge observation from our community, to the new ideologies, the pedagogies that were happening now. We have to start learning these things and that. So one of the things that they drilled into us in that, because I didn't know Santa Claus until I was quite old, I suppose. I think when I started school, I started seeing Santa Claus. Not in malls, but you remember, I don't know if you guys are old enough to look at the Sears catalogs, Eaton's catalogs. Yeah, well, those had Santa Claus on them. When we start to go to town, and then Santa Claus is drinking a Coca-Cola, right? And so we start to see pictures of Santa Claus. So we understood that, okay, this is something that happens at Christmas and that. But on the same token of that, there was something that was very influential, to us in that. They drilled it in us, and we call it, I should have brought one. Everybody see my trusty Lord? Should over this one. There you go. Sugapi. Oh, by the way, the Galt Museum here in Lethbridge, we are in the making of a book, some books. So look out for that, hopefully within the new year of 2024, where the final product is going to be hopefully done in March. And then we'll be doing our books. Yeah. And I'll be the consultant for Blackfoot. Me, Mr. I just want to go get something to write with. So the big day of Christmas is called the Big Holy Day. Okay? You remember the word Sunday in Blackfoot? Not to eat is to go. Well, this is big ga do ye see go. Okay, we already know what Sunday is, not to eat is to go. You just put the suffix of the prefix of and it's a big holy day. The big holy day. Some of you guys grew up with Santa Claus, and some of you all grew up with elves and that. Most of us, my generation and that, we grew up going to church all the time leading up to especially residential school and that. I think we went to church Monday to Monday, every day leading up to Christmas. And we did lots of hymns. We didn't sing Santa Claus is coming to town. We sang, like the old Christmas carols, Silent Night, the Little Drummer Boy, like the old hymns and that related to, the Messiah. No Santa Claus, no Frosty the Snowman, or nothing like that. It was all church related and that. So, so when we think about Christmas and that, we think about the big holy day. So when you're going to say Merry Christmas, you say Itam So all you're going to do is just add a prefix. Itam. And you just say this word. Itam And that literally means Merry Christmas. Itam We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Which means a new year. Okay. So when you're going to greet somebody, say that in Blackfoot. Itam. Say it. Itam. Oh, hey, is that Crying Head? What's her name again? Hello. We got a new, I thought she wasn't going to be here, but there she is. So, Itam umakatu yikitsuku, Itam umakatu yikitsuku, Itam umakatu yikitsuku, Itam otsuyi. We wish you a Merry Christmas. You say it 3 times. And then, if you're going to ask somebody, like Merry Christmas, all you do to the word is mit. Okay? You're going to wish that person a Merry Christmas, personal. Mit. Okay? All you do is just add a little suffix at the end, and it's a personal greeting from you to that person. And if it's plural, you wish you have a class or you have somebody, a family that you want to wish Merry Christmas to, you just add all of it, right? Hey, I'm glad you could join us. We're on Zoom. Who's missing today? I know we're missing a couple, I think. So the big holy day. Personal, right? Okay, plural. So it's a very big day. I tell you, that was one of the things that we did in school. And I think too, when you went to public school and that, I remember, I don't know if you guys went to public school at the time. I did. We used to do the Lord's Prayer every morning. We did Our Father who art in heaven, and so forth and that. So the public school, in a sense, it was still very centered around, the churches and stuff like that too, and that. So, they drilled you with the Messiah. I'm not too sure when they started kind of moving away from that ideologies of the churches and that, right? But of course, now we're going to go into some of our more modern. Can I erase this? You guys got this?
How do you say it plural? Merry Christmas, plural?
K-A. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But mit, right? M-I-T, mit. And
Yeah.
at the end would be plural. So all of you guys, there's 6 of you, no, 5 of you all. I'll say plural. Happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Happy or Merry Christmas. But the day is Omachkatuik is Tiku, right? Christmas is Omachkatuik is Tiku. We just all we did was Natuik is Tiku, and then we just put the big holy day. Omachkatuik is Tiku. Yeah. That is the big holy day. But okay, let's move away from the true meaning of Christmas, I think. That was something that was drilled into me. You know, the birth of the Messiah and the three wise men and so forth and that. And then I started seeing this jolly old fella. How does he spell his name? Like this? Is there an E at the end? Claus? Is there an E at the end? Is there an E at the end for Santa Claus? I don't think so. I don't even know if that's how you spell his name.
I don't know.
Santa Claus. So Santa Claus is
Happy.
happy. Iskskatakit minattasenit minatsiniksit itawanis napiakutstisu. Isknim tamayu kaniki. Isknim tamay pukakiniki. Iskne tamokka siniki. Samokka sukka sik. Oh, iskskatakit minattasenit. Minatsiniksit tawanis napiakutstisu. Hey! So, you know, Napi. Why they call him Napi? Who else but Napi can ride reindeer and reindeer fly, right? Because Napi did a lot of the, you know, did a little bit of his own alternations of some of our animals. You know, that's why the rabbit has big ears.
Today the 19th.
That's why the owl has such big eyes, because it was such a nosy animal. So we gave it the big eyes. You know, so Napi can sort of manipulate those animals and create his own advantages or disadvantages. You know, the Napi apparently it can ride on a sled, and then he flies. You know, he flies up in the air, right? So of course, what does he have? Well, he's got reindeer. Is that how you spell reindeer? I can't spell English that good. Reindeer. So you say, and of course, this is Napi. Napi uta 6. Napi uta 6. That means these are Napi's horses. In our language and that. When we have horses, we say nutas, my horse, right? When it's his or her horse, second person, you say utas. So these are Napi uta. 6 is plural. Okay. So when you have a horse, you say nutas, which means that horse, that punagomita, nutas means that horse provides me with a service, right? I might use it to harness, right? On my buggy, harness horse, or I may use it to ride, right? In a parade, or I may use it to go ranch. So in essence, that horse provides you with a service through ranching or racing. It's nutas. So Napi, uta 6, he uses them to fly around the deliver gifts. That's Napi uta 6. You know, there's always a debate. There's always going to be a debate over these words and that. Because, you know, it's something that's in each community, like I suppose Bikani would have their own version of Napi's reindeer, right? Even Siksika probably have a different word for Napi's reindeer. When I'm on Abskapi Bikani, you know, But here in Ghana, Napi Uda 6. That's what we call a reindeer. I wish I had some coloring for you all. I know how you guys like coloring. But if you see Rudolph, Udas, that's of course one of the most unique. You know, and then kids, students, and that will always tell you, Mr. Delaney, what do you call Santa Claus? Napi. Mr. Delaney, what do you call it when he rides on a sled? Mr. Goodness. Mr. Delaney, what is it that pulls the sled? Oh, Uda 6 is horses, right? But they're reindeer in that. But in essence, it's kind of equivalent to what they do. They provide Napi with an essential service to fly around. Napi, there he is. So if you guys go to the malls this weekend, I haven't gone to see Santa Claus yet with my kids or grandkids. And the one over here at the, what's that place called? The Movie Mill here in Lethbridge. There's a really nice looking Napi over there. And he knows his name. Hey, Napi. Say, hey, hello, ho, ho, ho. And here's something too. My grandfather was telling me one time, when you're going to greet somebody, did you know handshakes is not traditional amongst our Blackfoots? It's a new concept of greeting, right? Ah, okay. Ah, okay. It's just like, oh, how you doing? It's just like, okay. So, and then a person will send out his hand, and then I've seen this and that. Two individuals, they held up their hand, and then once they touched hands, it's almost like, no. They start wiping their hands off on their pants, right? It's almost like taboo. Like you don't shake hands with another person in that, right? So like in essence, the only person that you would share your skin with is your spouse, not with another man, right? And never, ever with the opposite sex of yourself in that, So that whole ideology of, okay, ho, ho, ho. My grandfather used to say that all the time. He would stick out his hand like this, and another person would stick out his hand and it would shake. Ho, 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 okay, ho, ho, ho. And then they wipe their hands off like as if there was some kind of germs on other persons. And it was just sure neat seeing that. I said, what the? When you start to think about those things and that, were they fooling around? Were they monkeying around? Were they something that was, the whole ideology of shaking hands with an individual? It's European, right? It's a Western concept. So, that whole thing of that. So we never used to shake hands. But now, hey, bro, you bump, you bump. So, that we now shake hands with Napi. Ho, ho, ho. And these old guys, my grandfather was saying Napi stole their greeting. Because he says ho, 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 right? Yeah, because those old guys will say, okay, ho, ho, ho. And then they would shake. But after they shake, they got to wipe their hands right off either their shirts or their pants. This is the move. Okay, so Napi. One of my favorite Napi stories. This is a true story. Okay, so how old was I? I don't think I was going to school yet, probably 5 or 4. It was just me and my sister, I think. There were 6 of us in our family. We had 6 siblings. Where 6 of us were the oldest. And the news got out into the community. Hey, Napi is coming into standoff. Those of you probably don't know this and that. When you come through standoff and you go through the trading post, you say a road they call lower standoff that kind of goes back towards into the trees there. There used to be an old hall. Well, that was the standoff community hall. And Napi was going to visit our community there. And prior to that, I had no recollection of what Napi looks like. Whether he was, whether this person was red or he had a beard. I had no I had no knowledge of what it was, right? I was, just going to be a big surprise. So we got there, and it was the whole community was there, just packed. And then when Napi comes into our community, it's powwow. There's a lot of singing. And the powwow music, and people are dancing about, they're all dancing, and people are looking at their clock. Come on, Napi. Come on, is he going to come yet? And in the meantime, Napi, of course, back in the day, anybody that's Napi liked their wine. So he must have been outside and they were all drinking wine, the Napi. And then, of course, he must have got really drunk, and at about maybe 10 o'clock that evening, finally, Napi comes, says, okay, I'm going to go too, Napi, he's here. And then it's the drummers started drumming, they started singing, and then all of a sudden, somebody came in, all they had was kind of real rusty old looking overalls, gum boots, nothing red, he was just a drunk guy. With a red hat like what I have, right? And that was my first Napi. He was drunk. And I thought, that can't be Napi, and I don't think Napi drinks. And he was also from the community too, and that. And lo and behold, he was a bootlegger.
Oh, be careful.
Yeah, that was my experience with Napi, and that. And I didn't see Napi for a long time until I started going to school. Hey, there you guys are. Wait. So,
Excuse me, just to interrupt. Can somebody just turn off their microphone, mute their microphone, because I'm hearing so much in the background of somebody, like there's like a conversation going on. I think it's Res 8, whoever that name is.
yeah, maybe mute your microphone then, so we can have. Only if you're gonna do a question, turn your mic on. You know how to mute your mic?
Sam,
Sam, spumos.
you want to mute the mic? They can hear the background.
Yeah, lots and lots of background.
Sorry.
Thank you.
There you go.
Iksugapi.
Matsugapi with all that. So where did first I gotta ask, where did the whole concept of Christmas tree come from? Was that English? French?
Yeah, it was like a Celtic, like pagan tradition. It was like the Yule tree.
Yule tree.
Yeah, it predates Christianity for sure.
Oh, it predates Christianity. So
Yeah.
it predates the birth of Jesus Christ, right? Then why would we have Christmas trees then if it predates Christianity?
Well, it's because they wanted to use because the original holiday was Saturnalia. It was the darkest day of the year as a cause for a celebration for the people. Like it was an old pagan celebration. And when the incoming Roman Catholic Church wanted control of the region, they wanted to replace the old like Celtic and pagan traditions.
Yeah.
But they kept the tree as like a homage to, but they replaced it with like a Christian significance, but it doesn't have any Christian significance.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, they just tried to
incorporate it now with Santa Claus, right?
Yeah,
Everything to do with the Christmas tree relates to Santa Claus, not right? Not necessarily anything Christian or church related, and that is all because Santa Claus has got to come. Not be, I should say, not be. And then when he comes, of course, Bachtuk. Yeah, that's what you call a Christmas tree. A Bachtuk is what you would call the word for a mountain pine tree. Bachtuk. The mountain pine trees are the ones that we use for nitoys, the teepee poles. They're skinny, right?
Lodgepole, yeah.
Yeah, so they're skinny, and then they're very easy to find. They're always straight and that. So, every time you're gonna go, yeah, let's say Ian, you're gonna go cut some trees. The old man and old lady said, "But do you got go cut some, the bachtuk." So, so when the Christmas trees, when they started coming into our homes, right? They had the Douglas firs, and they had the other types of evergreens, and that. It's the same ideologies of what we would use. The bachtuk, and that's our Christmas tree. Yeah, bachtuk. And we just used an old word that's already in our language. We didn't have to create anything. We just used that whole, that now they're artificial and that. So I'm not too sure. We have to create a new word for artificial tree, right? But in essence, it is just bachtuk, which is, the mountain pine trees. Real skinny, right? They're real skinny trees in that. And it takes about anywhere from 28 bachtuks to make a teepee these days. And if you have a 28-footer in that, probably more than that. But if you have just an 18-footer, it probably set you back about maybe 18 bachtuks. Waterton Lakes. Bachtomchikime. Bachtomchikime. Omchikime is a lake. Bachtomchikime, it's almost like you're saying the lake is surrounded by pines, right? But they also have a different word for it. It says eternal gathering. An eternal gathering in that. But in that, it almost describes the lake with all the pine trees around it, right? So anytime you're gonna have a Christmas tree, you guys have your trees up? All
Yeah.
of you, yeah?
Yep.
Say that.
Bachtuk.
Oh, bachtuk. Oh, how does it go to that? Oh, Christmas tree, how lovely all your bright. It's a what beneath beasts. Hey, wow. I just created a new song. Matsua beasts. I think that's all I know. I don't know. Anyway, so oh, Christmas tree, how lovely all your branches. Then after that, what's the next verse?
I don't remember. Honestly, let me look.
How lovely all.
Lyrics to
So we just learned a new word, Christmas tree, but also too, that's what we use for our teepee poles. No, I tell you, I have a Griswold living room. I should take a picture and I'll show it to you guys. Yeah, it's
okay. I got the lyrics here.
You got the lyrics? Okay.
Yeah, so it's
oh,
Christmas tree, oh Bachtui, how lovely are your branches. Oh Bachtuk, oh Bachtuk, how lovely are your branches.
yeah,
Not only green in summer's heat, but also winter snow and sleet. Oh Christmas tree.
That's a new one for me. I'm gonna create a new one for that.
Yeah, do that. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's right.
Because the original one is a German one.
Oh,
right.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, so of course, and then anything with ornaments. Ornaments. You always say is big, done. Big done. Big done. So anything, all you're doing is that your big done is like, oh, it's really hard to translate this word in that. Big done is your fancy, or your big done is that anything that you put on the wall is a big done, right? If you put not necessarily picture, well, yeah, anything that you put on the wall is paintings. If you have paintings on the wall, if you have any kind of any statues, you say Bikistan. Oh, it seems like it's a really hard word to translate because I can just see it. You're putting, so it's putting ornaments on your walls or your trees, right? Bikistan. Bikistan. It just seems like you're saying Bikistan. It's like you're enhancing your tree. You're enhancing your room, right? When you go into a room, all you have is just walls. Let's take up your wall. Look at Bikistan. Fancy up your room, right? Add some color, add some, some pictures, add something in that Bikistan. Well, that's ornaments and stuff in that, but also it can be with paintings on your wall. Bikistan, right?
So it's kind of like to decorate, hey?
Yeah, it's a decoration, but also too, it's and how you enhance your room.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think of that old store here in Lethbridge. It was called Pernickety. Oh, they had lots of Bikistan in there, from statues, paintings. And there's a place over here called Spencer's. You go into Spencer's, they got lava lamps in there. They got black lights in there. They got black light posters, Bikistan, So what you're doing is putting ornaments in that for your tree. Bikistan. You're putting some, you're putting some pizzazz into your tree, is what that means. Bikistan. Someone's saying B, right? Bikistan. Yeah. Like some of your walls, as I look at some of your houses and that, Nadine, you got pictures on your wall there. That's Bikistan, right? Behind you? You see those pictures right there? Well, that's Bikistan, right? Larissa, I can't see your walls and that, but anything that you enhance.
Lots
your
of
home.
Bikistan.
Yeah, you got Bikistans, good. When you say Bikistanists, that's how you plural. And then Zach, you got some kind of a
They're just
on
they're
the
like
back of your wall there. That's a Bikistan, like you're showing off. Yeah. So anything that you put on the walls and that you put on your trees, Bikistan.
How do you say plural again?
Look at that Larissa's Christmas tree there. Bikistan on her Christmas tree. Okay.
How do you pluralize it again?
What's that?
How do you pluralize it again?
Bikistanists. Bikistanists. Okay. Nist. Bikistanists. Plural. So anything that's all those ornaments on the wall, those Christmas stockings, your shelves, Bikistanists. Anything. If you love plants and that, and if you want to put plants in your home, that would be because you're enhancing your room with plants. Oh, meaning that he uses plants to enhance his room. Bikistan. Oh, I tell you, it's probably a new word in that because with the teepees and that, there wasn't a whole lot of Bikistan. There's nothing in the walls and that, just your basic essentials. You got your bed and your grub box, really nothing to enhance in that. But when we started moving into homes, the walls are bare. Oh, no, Bikistan, okay. And then they start putting up pictures. They start putting up their boxing pictures, their hockey pictures, their diplomas, and their graduation pictures. And they're all Bikistan, right?
Yeah.
Anything that you hang up on your walls, on your shelves, and that, right? Even your trophies. If you're a trophy hunter and you have a taxidermist do your wild game, that would be a Bikistan, right? Because you're enhancing your room with that. And if you're a trophy athletic person, you win a trophy and you put it on a shelf, that would be included as a Bikistan. Anything to enhance your room to show it off, right? Like me, the only person that can beat me in my community is Clark Griswold. Nobody else beats my living room. No, I got to show it to you guys. You guys are on Facebook, eh? All right. Give me till tomorrow night and I'll take a picture. Then you be the judge. Okay? Ian?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, sounds
Yeah.
good.
Because Napi, when he comes to my home, Napi kind of stays around a bit. He just loves the decorations. Blackfoot, the beach stand. It's just like, and he's kind of lactose intolerant, so we give him a prime. Our Napi is really lactose intolerant. We don't dare give him milk. So our Napi, we have to give him either ginger ale, heaven forbid, not wine, because he'll stay for a night. Yes. Anything but milk. So understand beach done, that whole concept, the word. Okay. Beach done is anything that you put on your tree, on your walls. Okay. Beach done, beach done. Okay, what's another Christmas word? Of course, lights.
Presents?
Oh yeah, presents. Of course. The word for present is success. Success.
Success.
Yeah, success. Success. You put them under the tree in that, but it's an old Blackfoot word, is that you hang your presents. They look like they're hanging from the tree, but they're actually under. So this word, this literally means hanging from tree, but there's no word of baktuk in there. But successtan mean, oh, successtan, that's your present. Where's my successtan? How come it's such a small box? Okay. So Napi is going to come and is going to give you a successtan. And if you're really good, successtan plural.
Yeah, true. Okay.
Successtan. Are you guys good this year? You get lots, or probably just one? Well, I'm Napi, so I have to give. And Napi only gets probably a nice drink. usually my son and my grandkids. I was telling them Napi is lactose intolerant. You can't give him milk. So I usually give a nice cold drink of ginger ale and that, what do they call that? Cranberry juice.
Oh, nice drink.
Yeah, that's my Napi drink.
It's a
And I
nice
do
drink.
actually drink with that. And he leaves me the most awesome cookie too, which I really cut down on my sugars. My last checkup, I like to brag about this. My blood sugar was 4 point something. That's perfect. Yeah. So that's that was me. I really cut down on my sugars. So successstanics or successtan or presents.
Success.
So anything. There it is. A nice bow on it. And if you're really good this year, Napi will bring you a nice big one. To Mr. Delaney. Really good this year. Yeah,
Exceptionally good.
very exceptionally good. And this will be for all the ones that are bad. So now,
Oma, top notch. Oma.
Successtan. There's Mr. Delaney's Successtan right there. Nice big box. Okay, let me just have a quick drink of my water here quick. Oh. So here's a quick question. What are ye Napi's reindeer called? Don't look at your notes. Look at me. Ooh.
Utesi.
Uta.
Uta. Yeah.
Uta 6.
Uta 6.
Uta 6. Okay?
Uta 6.
Uta 6. Hello. Yeah, so Napi Uta 6. Okay. Now, what do
Yeah.
you call a Christmas tree? No, look at your notes. Look at me.
Baktok.
Bachtuk. Bach.
Baktuk.
Bachtuk. Yeah.
Bach.
Oh, Bachtuk.
Tuk.
Oh, Bachtuk. Napi. Oh. Matsuapi ni beasts. Your leaves are so nice. Oh, Bachtuk. Oh, Bachtuk. Give me some credit. And Santa Claus is who's Santa?
Nappy.
Napi.
Nappy, yeah. There's only one Nappy, and he's Santa Claus. There's something that he has some kind of a. He lives in the North Pole, right? When we say north, you say what? That's north. Okay, so what do you call the northern Picani? Picani.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So when we say south, we say
Amskapi. Yeah. Oh, Amskapo.
Yeah, that's the direction. So you know the southern Picani,
Yeah.
Picani, right? The word south is there. Picani. So where does Napi live? Yeah, that's where he lives. Yeah. Hey, that's the directions in that. You know, the word for the northern Picani is Sipicani. Sipicani. Ska Picani. So Bochts right here means the direction. Right? North. Ska Bocht. Okay? According, we might as well do the west. West is me docht. Me docht. West. Now that we're going into these directions and that. That's since we're going to north and all, you might as well have all the directions in that. So me docht. Me docht. North Pole, Batchsocht. The south, Skabocht. Me docht. And then of course east. We'll say bin na bocht. Bin na bocht. Bin na bocht. That's east. There's a group of people who are called the Ojibwe. They're from the east, right? We call them Binna Bissina. You know, the Western bin, you know, the word for a Sina is the word we use Cree, right? And it's a culture, it's not necessarily translates to Cree and that, but it's the culture of the people in that. And I haven't really got the right exact translations for Cree, right? So all those Ojibways who are east of here, we call them Binabisina, the Eastern Cree.
Pina. How do you say it? Pina.
Binabisina.
Bisin.
Asina is the Cree, right? Asina.
Asana, yeah.
So
Binabisina.
Binabisina, the Eastern Cree, the Ojibwe. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, it's good to know these directions, of course, you know, Patuxipicani, you know, those are the North Picani. Ska Pipigani, Ska Bochts. We use these directions and so forth, right? Whether Ojibwe people. And where are the Rockies? The Rocky Mountains to get our Bachtuk. Meet. Everybody close your eyes. And point to, where you're sitting, just point to Batuxot.
So
Just point. Point to where you think Batuxot is, from where you're sitting. Are you pointing north? Are you pointing north? Yes?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, good. All right, now close your eyes. Where does Napi live? Where does Napi live? Where's his home?
Abatsos.
Yeah, Batuxot. Good. And where are the Brockett people? That's where they call them, the Brockett community. Where are they from?
Apadoks Pipigani.
Batuxipigani, yeah. That's north. Yeah. Okay, now close your eyes and tell me where Ska Bochts. Point to where Ska Bochts. Where is Ska Bochts? No, look at your notes.
That's
Everybody's pointing south, right? Yeah, south. All right, now where are the Rocky Mountains? We're gonna get a Bachtuk.
Ami.
Right here.
Amitoks.
Yeah,
Out the
yeah,
door.
right behind you. I'll come chop yours down. Yeah,
I'm
west,
a caster, so
yeah, down here. And if you are on your maps, where is Montreal?
Pinapoks.
Yeah, point toward Binabocht, east. Yeah, east. Yes, we were. Those are the directions, and but Napi, of course, is going to be coming in about how many days? Today's the
Next
8th.
week.
How many days?
7.
6 days.
7 days.
6.
right? Holy smokes! Already? Okay, real quick. North. Abatsucht. South
Apadoks.
is Ska Bochts. West. Meetocht.
Amitoks.
Binabocht.
Binabocht.
Binabocht. Meetocht. Abatsucht. Ska Bocht.
Amskapot.
So. Binabocht. Meetocht.
Amito.
Abatsucht.
Apato.
Ska Bocht.
Apot.
And you just say it 3 times. Say North Pole. No, North.
Apadoks.
Apadoks.
Apadoks. Apadoks.
Where does Napi live?
Apatoso. Apatoso. Apatoso.
Hey, I'm going to Calgary. Where's that?
Apatoso. Apatoso. Apatoso.
Yeah. And I'm going to Great Falls. Where's that? Oh, it's
Amskaboats. Amskaboats.
And I just hate the Vancouver Canucks. Where are they at? Oh, they're Amitocht.
Amitoks.
And then the capital of Canada is Ottawa. Where's that at? Oh, that's
Bina boats. Bina boats.
Okay, look at me. Where does Santa live?
Apadok.
Abatsocht.
Apadok.
Yeah, Abatsocht.
Apadok.
Okay, now where is Great Falls, Montana?
Scapos.
Yeah, and where is Kimberly, BC?
Amito.
It's good. And where's Winnipeg, Manitoba?
Pinap.
It's good. Where do you think all the not big ones came from?
Bina boats.
Yeah, east. And they're French Canadians.
Yeah, Bina boats.
Yeah. Anyways, yep, that's those are the Napi and that. I figured we want to do all the 4 directions. But we're focused on Napi. He's probably getting ready. U.6. You know what happens to U.6 is that they're probably getting ready for that journey. So my guess is fatten them up, water them down, and make sure they have plenty of vitamins because it's a one night around the world.
Lots of oats.
Lots of oats. Yeah, and okay, alfalfa, whatever they grow in it. Alfalfa.
So, of
You guys watch YouTube?
course, yeah.
Well, there's going to be some stuff powwowing, and I'm going to be hitting some Christmas powwows. And so look out for Mr. Delaney. It'll be on the YouTube. Blackfoot Confederacy. That's the group I sing for. So look out for them, and I'm going to be on the YouTube wearing this hat. So, how do you spell that?
VES.
Elves?
Yeah,
How you spell it? That's how you plural elf, right? Elves?
Elves, yep.
Elves, okay. Of course, there's small people, right? They are people in that. So your prefix is going to be matapi. Okay, matapi. And then you say puki. And what you do with this is to make it flow. You change that M to a T. Puki tapi. Puki tapi. Which means small person. Puki tapi. There are probably legends in some indigenous groups of small people and that. But amongst the Blackfoots, and I don't think there's any legends of, small persons or small people in that, from the stories that we've heard of that, right? So, anybody that's small, and it's a person in that, because, there are other small people in that too. March the 17th in particular,
Oh,
St.
yeah.
Patrick's Day, there's another celebration of small people, the leprechauns, right? But these small people work for Napi, right? So the small people will say, Napi espumwi. So these are Napi's people. So you say espum, espumu ye. Napi espumwi. Those are the helpers, right? But we just call it bukitapi. Anything that's elves, leprechauns, not midgets, but small people. You say bukitapi. This one right here. We don't have any legends in the Blackfoots with little people that I don't think that I've ever heard. There's legends of animals and so forth and that, but not little people, right? And there's legends of, animals that visited people in their dreams that, that come to life, right? Like the prairie chicken, and we shared that story, right?
Yeah.
The prairie chicken taught us how to prairie chicken. Yeah. So those are, the legends in that. But Pukitapi are the elves, which literally just translate to a small person. We don't really use that because there's not a whole lot of small people in our communities, unless there's some issues with their health and that, and it creates that, what do they call it, dwarfism?
Yep.
Yeah. But other than that, we don't have small people. We just Bukitapi. Bukitapi. They're elves, eh? Now, understand that elves have pointy ears too, right? Right here, their ears are pointy. So it doesn't really point to their ears and that. It's their whole, stature. They're small, right? Small people. Bukitapi. 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 Pokitapi, pokitapi. So who's our Santa's helpers?
Napi.
Pokitapi.
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 Pokitapi. Pokitapi. Pokitapi. Now, we do have a word for midget, and we do have words, like if your stature is small, like the midgets, right? Is that appropriate word we use? Is that politically correct, midgets, or no?
The new preferred term is little people.
Oh, little people, not small people, right? Little people, right?
Yeah.
They don't call them midgets anymore.
No. Yeah.
I'm bad. I apologize. Hey, from the Friendship Center Society, I apologize. So, Pokitapi, small people, little people. Oh, it's really hot in here. So I think that pretty well covers our Christmas vocabulary. I can't think of any more, other than, of course, turkey, right? Omaksipiksi, you guys know that.
Omaksipiksi.
Yeah, turkey is omaksipiksi, big bird.
Yeah.
Right? And those are some of the stuff we're going to be eating and that. But we'll get into the foods too. When we come back from our holidays, I'm going to get all the stuff that we've done so far, break them up into modules. And I'm going to get them to print them here and maybe just email them to you and that. Because after we come back and that, we're going to start doing family. And when we start to do family relationships and that, we're going to do your nuclear family. That means you, your mom and dad, and your brothers and sisters, and so forth, and that. And we'll expand that to your marriage family. Okay, your brother-in-laws. Like you have your wife's brother. That's your brother-in-law, and your wife's husband. That would be your brother-in-law too, and that, so forth, and that. And you're going to come to understand, the whole concept of how our families structures much different than the Western families that we have now. It's a different kind of relationships in that. Here's just one example. Ian and Zach, like you and I, our wives' mother, we would never be in the same room or see our mother-in-law at all.
Really?
Taboo. You don't talk, or you're not in the same room as your mother-in-law. Whereas now you have Christmas. You all sit with your mother-in-law, and then you have Christmas meals and that. But that was taboo. You were never in the same room as your mother-in-law. You never talked to your mother-in-law. You don't even look at your mother-in-law. You don't even talk about your mother-in-law with your wife. And you'll come to understand it's all because of respect, not necessarily because of it's the respect that we have for women, right? The women, really high regards in that as far as our societies and stuff like that. So you don't engage in talking to your son. Hey, what are you talking to your son-in-law for? That's not right, right? It just creates balance within those communities, right? So we'll begin to understand that too. And then, of course, we're going to be talking about many wives. The Blackfoot culture had that. We had multiple wives, but not in a, it wasn't indoctrinated in us through the religion. It was something that was culturally accepted in that, and we'll explain that as we go along. So we'll do family. We're going to do lots and lots of family. Yeah, so anyways.
Awesome. Thanks, Julius.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing that. So I couldn't find my copy of this because I lent it out in Spa Piku Goo. In Spa Piku Goo. Say that.
In Spa Piku
Goo. Again. In
Spa
Piku.
In Spa Piku Goo.
Is that Silent Night?
It's Papi Goo Goo.
Goo.
Natui Goo Goo. Okay, from the top. It's
It's
Papi
Papi
Goo
Goo
Goo.
Goo.
Natui
Natoy Goo Goo.
Okay, now the next part. Gonna put these up. Ganesh Papi. Ganesh
Ganesh
Papi.
Papi.
Ganesh
Ganesh
Papi.
Papi.
Okay, from the top. It's
It's
Papi
Papi Goo Goo.
Natui
Natui Goo Goo.
Ganesh
Ganesh
Papi.
Papi.
And then, of course, Ne Ga Nazi. So, Silent Night, first 4 verses. It's Papi
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 Goo
Goo
Goo.
Natui
Natoy Goo Goo.
Ganesh
Ganesh
Papi
Papi.
Ganesh
Ganesh
Ganatsi
Gana.
Ganesh Ganatsi.
Ganatsi.
Yeah, Ganesh. So this is Silent Night, Holy Night. All is calm, all is bright, right?
Yep.
So, Goo Goo, of course, is nighttime, right?
Yeah.
It's Papi is, everything is calm, right? Gentle. It's Papi, gentle, right? And of course, Natui is holy, right? Holy night. You remember our word for, did we talk about the sun? What do we
Yep.
call the sun?
Gisu,
Yeah.
not Dusi, yeah.
Natui is Natui Guk. Holy night, right? Gane is all. Gane. Gane
Oh, yeah, all.
Papi, all, right? And all is Ganatsi. All is bright. Gane. Gane is your prefix. All. Gane. Gane Papi. All is just so. Ever go to a church? My goodness. When I was going to church, even just to cough and that, our priest or a nun would give us a, you gotta be really quiet. And we used to sing this in English, boy, I tell you. Did I ever tell you I was part of a choir? You guys know the Kiwanis Music Festival here in
Yeah.
Lethbridge? Well, I was part of that.
Oh, cool.
I sang with a choir out of Hartston. And we sang a song called "Do a Deer, a Female Deer, Ray, a spot of
A drop of golden sun, me a name I call
my son. A
a long way to go.
So a needle through a little phrase, something like that. Yeah. And then
Nice.
we competed against other schools. And there was another one too we sang, was called, it was kind of like I think it was an Australian. Waltzing Matilda, you'll come waltzing Matilda with me. Yeah, that's why I have such a nice singing voice. Yeah, I can really elevate my tone too, right? So everybody from the top. Well, let's just do the ladies. Okay, so Nadine, Larissa, from the top. Ready? I'm just gonna start you off. Listen to
Need to
yourself.
unmute.
Nadine, you're
Nadine.
on mute. Okay, we'll just do the ladies. Ready? Okay, 1, 2, 3.
It's
Papi
Papi Goo
Goo,
Goo.
Natui
Natoy
Goo,
Ganesh
Ganesh
Papi.
Ganesh
Ganesh See.
Hey, all right. That's
Yay.
Hey, all right. Okay, men.
All
Clear
right.
your throats. Clear out your nostrils too. That kind of helps. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. In and Zach. It's
In Papi Cuckoo,
Natui
Cuckoo,
Ganesh Papi
Papi,
Ganesh
Ganatsi.
All right, good. Well, you guys, we should start up our own choir, eh?
Yeah.
We sounded pretty good.
Hey, nice job, Ian. Hey, Stunatsugapi.
Yes.
Yeah, extra copy.
Okay. Now, just the words are not exactly to the words to Silent Night Tonight. We have to kind of incorporate the language so that it fits into the music, right? So the next part is Amok. Amok. So here is Natuyi. Okay. Amok Natuyi. Of course, we don't really have a word for, there's only one Natuyi Mary, and that's, of course, Mary, the mother of the Messiah, right? So, next line. Amok Natuyi Mary. You just have to extend that Mary, right? To fit into the verse. So again. Amok Natuyi Mary. And then, of course, it's the same as this one, but we use the word for baby is Isisimon. Isisimon. Did you see the I right there? Isisimon. So on the top, Amok Natuyi Mary. Amok
Natoi is
Isisimon. Okay, got that?
Okay. Yeah.
Now, if I write down here, you probably won't see it in that. But I'm going to do the next two up here in that, okay? I know the song so well. So let's do it from the
Sleep in
top.
heavyweight.
The first one, and we'll go into this one, and we'll do the last two. From the top, okay? It's
In
Papi
Cuckoo,
Cuckoo,
Natui
Natoi
Cuckoo,
Ganesh Papi Ganesh Ganatsi Natui Mary Natui Isisimon. The next
And
two
this-
verses. Boy, I tell you, you guys sound like Dean Martin. You men, you ladies sound like Julie Andrews. Not to ye. Not to ye in spot be. And this is you, God. Not to ye in spot be you, God. And all you do is you just repeat the same verse up here a second time.
Yukon.
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 Yukon. Yukon. So it goes like this, and we'll go into this last part. You just say it twice, okay? So from the top, it's
Papi Gugu. Natoy Gugu. Ganes Papi. Gane Ganatsi. Amok na toy.
Mary.
Amok na
Toy is mine. Not to
Twin
Papi.
Papi Ka. Natoy Papi
Yukon.
Hey, woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
Pretty
Smoker. Hey, put your hand here, right here. Go like this. Hey.
Hey.
Oh, that was good.
Hey, hand to heart.
Oh, yeah, you guys are. No, there's more to it. It gets a little bit harder than that because we actually it was our Blackfoot language instructors at Kaina, KBE Nadine. We developed this and we have all the verses to this song. And it is really hard. Like in a sense, so we had to put the words. I thought, no, let's not put the exact words how it's sung. Let's put our like the idea of the verse into the song in Blackfoot. So we were able to incorporate that. And we did, and it shepherds, and then we had to come up with a word for shepherds. And Gagatusi, of course, is the star, right?
Mhm.
But that's just a short version of it. And you guys did really, really well. Okay. So tonight you guys are going to be practicing, eh? Yeah. Good.
It'll be pretty cool to sing that. I have a Christmas dinner coming up on Thursday. It'll be kind of cool to sing that.
Yeah, there you go. Impressive with that. Yeah.
Yeah, impress
Yeah, put on
everybody.
your
Where's the
best-
come from?
Best outfit and just sing that in spot. Just put some, some dramatics in it.
Yeah.
It's okay. Now this word is really hard to spell, but it seems it's got it's God. This is something that's really hard. God. Scott. I don't think there's another K. Scott. No, there is. Scott. Scott. Which means you better watch out.
I can't see the end of the word.
Get.
It's just that there's a glare from the light over it.
Scott to get. And then of course.
It's got to get. Oh, it's got to get.
Me not say nit. It's got to get me not to say nit. Me not see ne sit. Me not see nick sit. So verse 3 is got to get me not to say nit. Me not see nick sit. Now here's the other one. Ki da wanest.
Itawanist.
Yeah, Itawanist. Itawanist. Of course.
I'm telling you, right?
Yeah. I'm telling you why.
I'm telling you why.
Ak. Remember ak? Future tense, right? Sue. Ah, goots to Sue. Real short. There's a longer version of it than that. If you friend me on Facebook, I shall give you the whole words to this. I'll send it to you on Messenger. Okay? And I'll even sing it to you. Not to say not
Oh, not to say it, Kawanis, Napi ako
Yeah,
Ako tsutsu. Ako.
hey, my goodness. Well, I sure
Awesome.
hope you guys are going to have a good new year.
As with you too, sir.
Yes. Merry Christmas. Now, this is how you say Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to an individual. You and I, Zach. Ian. Larissa. Nadine. And of course, raise number 8. I just keep forgetting her name. Cheryl, right? Nod your head or no. Is it Cheryl? Is your name Cheryl? Anyways, yeah. So the song goes like this. Yeah, like it's a brand new year, right? And then when you say Happy New Year, okay, all you say is itami top. Yeah, itami top. Meaning we're all glad to be here for another year. Yeah, itami top. We're all arrived at a new year happily, right? And don't shake hands with the guy. That's taboo, right, Ian? You don't shake hands. Itami top. You know, I don't know how, but nowadays, hey, you shake that person's hand. Once you touch that person's skin, it's yeah, some of those old guys, no, they're gone. Like that generation, that was my grandpa's generation. So the generation after that probably adapted into the new shaking hands, touching skin, right? So, there's this thing that we call the round dance.
Yeah.
Well, the Blackfoots had you call it Aki Paska. And what that is, it's the same style as the round dance, right? And it's the same style, you just dance to the side, but they don't hold hands. It's specifically for the women. And the women would dance around like this in the same style. And those songs are sung in almost in the same style as, the modern day round dances. And we call it Matu Mawaki Paska. And those dances were done in the days of the buffalo. Those are the only time our women were allowed to dance because that was their dance. We really held them high, right? Oh, Aki Paska. And then the women, they get up there and then sing those Aki Paska. And yeah. And then they would get up there with some of them with their straight up headdresses. The only time they would hold hands is if a kipitaki. It's kind of, you need a little bit of help in that. So you go hold hands with your grandma, just to make sure that she's not tripping. And that's what you hold hands. But the whole concept of holding hands, right? Hey, man, don't touch me. Yeah, okay. So I want to wish you all months, okay? And I hope Napi is going to be good to you. Okay? And Napi. And everybody, when you ring in the new year, take your hand and just go, hey.
Hey.
Because right now, as you know, what's been happening in the world and that with all the chaos that's happening. we're quite blessed where we are, eh?
Hey.
You know, it's kind of every day I give blessings. I say, hey, with I wake up every morning, it's peaceful. I wake up in the morning, I have heat. I wake up in the morning, I got something to eat, and I have something to drink. With my health and it, but I'm able to come and join. You find folks join me for an hour and a half, and hey, and I still have my health. Hey, I just have to lose a few pounds in it. But again, yeah. All of it. Hey.
Hey.
And I'm going to teach you a prayer, if that's okay with you guys too. It's a
Please,
very short prayer. It's the same prayer we say for all the schools. It's a universal prayer. I hear this in Bikani and I hear it in Siksika. And I think all the KBE kind of Board of Education says this prayer. So I think it's a 10-line verse in that. It's just a short 10 line. And it's very universal. You can use that for your meals, or if you're opening a prayer for anything. And it's quite popular. And it's very easy. And we'll explain that as we go. So I was going to say boys and girls, I've been teaching for so long. So audience, I'm glad that if you know anybody else that wants to join in after the new year, Nadine, Zach, it's not too late. This far right now, when I say Ghana going, does that automatically think in your head right now, a man from Ghana?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, when I say Bonakomita, what comes in your head?
Horse.
Yeah, you picture that, right? Chickini.
Eagle. Bald eagle.
Bald eagle. Uteke.
Golden eagle.
Good. Yeah. So those kind of animals and that, right? Nina.
Grandfather or leader.
Man,
Yeah. Kipitaki.
an old woman.
Grandma.
Yeah. Pikanaki.
A woman
Brother?
from Picani.
Sixagakwan.
A
A
person
man
from
from
Siksika.
Siksika.
Yeah. See. What about an Napi one?
A
A
white
white
man.
person.
Yeah, a white person. Napiaki.
White
White
woman.
woman.
Yeah, there you guys. You guys are just right on. Api kai.
That's our skunk.
Yeah, skunk. Misinski.
Badger.
Badger. Okay. Api kai is that stripe, right? Api. Remember,
Api.
apa is what?
Apa. A white weasel.
Yeah, white
Right.
weasel. So it's that white api kai right here in the back. A mason ski. Remember what ski means? We talked about that.
Face, right?
Okay? When somebody has me, see, you're staining your shorts. Yeah. It's a stain that you have. If you don't wipe too good, you have a misi. So when they call the misinski, it's that stripe right here. The misinski.
Thank you, Joey.
Yes, it's kind of almost like a, but it describes that brown misinski, right? Kind of a bad word, eh? But that's what that means. Misinski. It's that straight meat. But that's what I just think it can't be because it's a ski, right? But it's that brown stripe. Oh, Misinski. And that's what that means.
It's almost 7:30.
What about an owl? Anybody? How about an owl?
Pipistu.
Pipistu. Good. What about a
Sipistu.
kito?
Prairie chicken.
Good. What about a mimia tsikimi?
It's a
Fox?
No,
no.
mimia tsikimi.
It's a magpie.
Magpie. Good. What is an imita?
Dog.
Dog.
A dog that we raise and to care for.
Yeah. And our imitas are
A BC or
A
makoi.
BC. Makoi.
a BC and what's the other one?
Makoi.
Makoi.
Makui, yeah. So those are our imitas. So it's an old word that we use now for the modern day imita. So any imita would be a, right? There's some countries in that their imitas are actually guinea pigs. I said, that's an imita. Okay. That relationship they have with that. It needs you to feed and then, if you have a snake, that would be your imita
Still
too,
here?
right? Or your lizard. Some of us have imitas that are lizards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so no, you know, that word, anytime you have a relationship in that with an animal in that word, you know, you trust you to
Imita.
feed it. Imita.
Can
And
a
I think,
poos be an imita then?
what's that?
Is my poos an imita?
Your what?
My pet
Yes.
is my poos, my pet cat an imita then?
No, your pet cat would be your boss.
It's just a poos. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
boss, yeah. It's just-
Even though I
yeah,
feed
even
her
though
and
it's
look
your pet
after
and
her.
that,
Okay.
it's still your boss.
Boss.
Okay.
Ah, ah, I had a boss, I tell you, just like, I have a dislike of bosses. But thank you very much, hey, Sukapi. Glad you guys can join me for then we'll have some more. And I hope you enjoy my stories and my humor and so forth. And
That's why I keep coming
this
back,
stuff
man.
is going to be recorded, and it belongs to the Friendship Center.
Awesome.
Anything that's recorded, in
Very
that,
cool.
I sign it over. So I don't say, oh, I need to get some commission on that. I'm not here. I want to get as much Blackfoot out there as possible.
Hey,
The more Blackfoot, you know, speaking people like me are sharing and that, you know, who knows in 2051 or the year 3000, somebody will say, hey, there's that one guy, Mr. Delaney, you know, he's teaching Blackfoot. How do you say striped wolf? You know, striped wolf, Makui, right?
Misens
Striped would
Makoi.
be like a sipaimi would be the stripe, right?
Asipai. Asipai.
Sipai Makui.
Makoi.
Yeah,
Sipai Makoi.
yeah. So a raccoon and I, we don't talk about the, you know, the blackness of the eyes, the ring around the tail. Sipai, the stripes, right?
Sipai.
So a striped wolf would be Sipai Makui. The stripes, right? No, not too many striped wolves.
What about bear?
All family of them.
What about bear?
Bear?
Guy.
Anybody know bear?
Guy.
Guy.
Yeah, you good. What about a brown bear?
Oh, Baksikoi.
Baksikui, yeah, Baksikui. And then black bear, Sikkai.
Sick
Sick
guy.
black.
Guy.
Yeah, sick guy.
Yeah, you can do it.
Right.
And then, of course, somebody was telling me one time, he said, Mr. Delaney, they just brought some penguins to the Calgary Zoo. How would you say penguins? You know, like there's penguins in the Belly River. So I came up with this, no, what do you call it? Soybeaks.
Soyi.
Means in the water. And bird, right?
Ah,
Yeah, soybeaks.
squeepixie.
Yeah, soybeaks.
Ah,
And then, of course, they were saying sea lions. How would you say sea lions? We'll say suyumita. Suyumita. They bark.
Toyomata.
yeah.
You know, they bark. You know, the seals and that. So because they bark,
You
just
need
like
to
the
go
sea
in,
does here,
please.
right?
Huh?
So, oh,
Keep
suyumita.
going.
Oh,
The water
there's two.
dog. You know, so we have to come up with those terms and that, right?
5%
Because, you know, they're going to be, you know, like
Yeah,
our
it's a
students
battery.
are going to be visiting the zoo, right? And there's going to be animals over there in Nuskasi,
Elephant.
We're gonna have snack tonight.
all these animals. We have to
We
give
have
them
a
names
snack?
because they're a part of our world now, right? You know, and then anybody who's has some challenges in that, right? You know, there's a population out there that are put in, you know, like before they used to just put them in institutions, right? We call them ikina pitapi, the gentle people. You know, those people that have Down syndromes, you know, those people that are
Are you done?
in that population, right? You say ikina
Trying to
pitapi,
finish your 3 mile walk?
autistic people.
Kina.
Yeah, ikina, which means, right, the
Finish
gentle
it
people,
first.
ikina pitapi.
I'm gonna have some chips.
Yeah. So we have our own way of describing things, which is
That's
different
granola
from,
bar first here.
you know, the Western, how they give them a term
Put that first here.
because they're part of that
Finish
population.
your 3 mile walk. What? Go here.
Institution.
You're
It's just
almost done.
But within the
hard to
language
hear.
values and that, it
Keep
cannot
rolling,
be
please.
they're part of our society. There's a role that they play within, you know, the greater society that we live in, right? You know, so it cannot be that you need to be over there type of thing, and that it goes away from our thinking of inclusion, right? So happy?
Sugapi.
Copy.
Happy. Bye.
So,
Kita
eat
kita.
lots of-
Matsuno
Eat
kwa.
lots of turkey and see, and hopefully Napi will give you what you were wishing for. I
It's
already
equals.
got mine. I got my health. When I
Yeah.
got COVID, this is my second Christmas after my COVID scare. So hey,
Hey.
I'm just glad.
Eh. Ah. Kita kita matsuno kwa.
Boa.
Gregor Matsunopoa.
Yeah.
Itam omakatoyik
Katoyik
sistiku mik.
Yeah. So
Au
I'm gonna,
revoir.
I'm gonna go right here. And I am gonna end this meeting.
And itami toto.
Yeah, itami don't months 3.
Matstoi.
Matsutoyi. Madani Dodo Matsutoni.
Yep, you got it.